hour, hands on the wheel. Click once, screen turn, till that's real. Big bands, big spread, I don't feel fear. Power hour, I make the whole block cheer. Power hour, hands on the wheel. One flash, whole tape, kill that skill. Green rain, red fade, I don't shed tears. Power hour, I make the whole block cheer. 4 screens, 1 chair, I'm still. Jaw clench, heartbeat stand still. PM rush, it's a hunt, not a thrill. I don't chase, I just wait, then I kill. New hot shorts, fry in the sun. Cool head, hot chart on the run. You guess I size, then I'm gone. You pray, I plan, and it's done. Power hour, hands on the wheel. Click once, screen turn, till that's real. Big bands, big spread, I don't feel fear. Power hour, I make the whole block cheer. Power hour, hands on the wheel. One flash, whole tape, kill that skill. Green rain, red fade, I don't shed tears. Power hour, I make the whole block cheer. NY close, I'm awake, no yawn. Whole pit on tilt by dawn. You flex for it like I'm calm. One field, pay the crib, pay mom. No luck, that's logs, that's stats. Draw down, get cut, no cap. You see candles, I see traps. I see routes in the gaps, that's maps. Hour, hands on the wheel. Click once, screen turn, till that's real. Big bands, big spread, I don't feel fear. Power hour, I make the whole block cheer. Power hour, hands on the wheel. One flash, whole tape, feel that skill. Green rain, red fade, I don't shed tears. Power hour, I make the whole block cheer. Power hour. Hour, hands on the wheel. Click once, lock in, that's real. Big bands, big spread, I don't feel fear. Power hour, I make the whole block cheer. Hit heavy when the screens light up. Silence in the room, but the numbers all rough. Red and green flicker like a warning sign. Every second calls when you're running out of time. This ain't hype, this is pressure and math. One wrong red, turn the wind to the past. No applause in the middle of pain, just conviction, risk, and the way to the game. It's the hour the lies fall apart. When the train get exposed and the weak lose heart. You don't guess here, you commit or you fold. Every candle printed gotta earn its control. Power hour, yeah, the room get cold. Liquidity shift, watch the story unfold. No second chance when the clock start ticking. Better know your stand. Power hour where the noise get cut.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Power Hour. Apparently, this episode is about naps. So, how you doing, JR?
Better now. I got a story for you, bro. I just had the best nap.
Well, that was a super long story.
I woke up printing 130%, 60%, 50% printing in my sleep. Let's go.
That's how we do it. You know, honestly, that's what I used to like to do when I woke up super early in the mornings. So I'd like wait to see how Asia market opened up. I'd enter a trade and then just go to bed. You know how you don't trip about a trade? You just go to sleep.
Yeah, it goes better. The trade actually gets to be a trade. And then I wake up and I'm like, that's more profit than I get pushing buttons all day.
Yep. Sometimes it works like that, especially if you have really, really good confirmation on, how things are potentially going to go. And you're like, okay, well, is my analysis actually looking like it's supposed to be? Do I have confidence in this? Well, that's a great way to build some confidence too. Start taking trades and then just go to bed. I know several people talk about, I take a trade and then I go to work and I don't look at it until I get back from work. And that's another great way too.
Use a stop loss.
What's a stop loss? What is this? What is this tool that you're talking about, sir?
Um, I forget. It was stupid. Never mind.
Well, anyways, let's get into how the market is looking today. We did see quite a dumperoo this morning. I've got both of them pulled up at once just to give a broad overview, just a little bit better here. We've got some decent green bubbles over here on the crypto market. Little bit to the downside though. Stock market definitely looking in the red this morning and into the afternoon. We have seen a little bit of recovery on some of this, but for the most part, just all sitting in the red still. Google is sitting neutral, up 0.05. You've got Microsoft up 0.22. Nvidia sitting slightly to the downside, but in the neutral, down 0.09. Got Apple down almost 5% right now. Amazon down 2.3%. Really, really getting a hit hard off of the jobs data. It's been the trend. Jobs have not been very well, and it's really, really accelerated. Piper talked about that this morning. If you missed that, definitely go back and watch that. We are seeing quite the sell-off on the indices as well. Let's hop on over to that tab here. S&P 500 down 1%. We've got the Dow down pretty much 1% right now. We've got the Russell 2000 down almost 2%. Not too unexpected. When the market's seeing a dump, your more risk on assets are going to be down just a little bit further. One of the ones that got hit extremely hard was silver. Was down almost 15%, now sitting down not about 10%, seeing a little bit of recovery. We talked about some levels to kind of keep your eye on silver, so we'll talk about that closer to the end of the show. I know we got all set saying gold and silver, so definitely going to take a look at both of those. Gold sitting down almost 3% right now. Crypto, on the other hand, pretty mixed right now. Bitcoin down almost 3%. Ethereum down 1.7, but seeing some green on the hourly, so nice signs on that one. We've got XRP up on the weekly, almost 10%, but down on the daily and on the hourly. We've got BNB down 0.8%, but also seeing just a little bit of green on the hourly. We've got Solana down 3%. Tron and Doge both neutral on the daily. Looking a little bit green on the hourly for Tron, but red for Doge. We've got Bitcoin Cash also sitting in the red, but looking just a little bit green on that hourly. We'll kind of have to see if we can hold some levels here for Bitcoin. I can pull up that chart real quick, potentially show you guys what I'm looking at for a trade here. We did get a nice little bit of a run up here on the 1 minute chart. I am waiting for a higher term time frame confirmation here. As you can see, we started to get some curvature on that MACD and prime oscillator. Just waiting on a switch of money flow here. We did have this coming in as some resistance. Nice little retest of our highs here. So we'll kind of have to see if we can start to get some of that money flow coming in. I would like to see this confirmed as some support for my long opportunity, and we will target our fair value gap from the 1 hour here. This is going to be a 1 hour fair value gap from 66,200 on the bottom side, and probably going to target the midline because things are looking still a little bit bearish on that higher term time frames. So 66, about 600 for that midline of our fair value gap there as our target for a secondary take profit. We'll kind of have to see how this market decides it wants to react as we get to that New York PM session here. What you got for the people, JR, on the market overview? I see you're pulling up, what is that? Your RSI heat map?
Yeah.
Let the people know what's going on.
Yeah, I was just trying to figure out my the camera angles. Okay, let's check it out.
The angle of the dangle.
Mm-hmm. So BTR is climbing and everything. It's still climbing on the 4 hour. It looks like everything took a nasty dump while I was napping, which is good because I had more shorts than longs. But BTR is climbing. That's crazy. I'm still shorting this thing, bro. I'm gonna short that puppy. Plate looks good for a juicy bounce right now. Yeah, I'm just scanning for some juicy opportunities here. But yeah, I dropped some plays. I got some plays on the go here too. I don't know how they're doing. They might be stopped.
Well,
No, this one's okay. I dropped a short this morning on the live. Sorry, BC, what were you gonna say, bro?
oh, I was about to say, well, you got some time here when we start getting into timing the market to, kind of take a look to see how all those trades are doing since you decided to be Grandpa JR today and do all of the sleeping.
Yeah, bro, I got more account growth today having a nap than I did all the other days staying awake.
It works like that sometimes. So
Sometimes. But so Bitcoin long is in slight drawdown. When you were showing Bitcoin on a lower time frame, it looked like it was making a lower high. That's good for the long potentially. This one, same thing, drawdown, timing the market. I'm kind of premature, I've noticed.
oh, so this topic today might help you out just a little bit.
Might. The Pippin short's doing good. Hit TP1. That was greasy. That was a good one. I woke up at like 130% profit on this, I think, on 8x. I was like, dang, that's pretty good for 8x in a nap. My me short too. I woke up in juicy profit on this thing too. It's teasing my TP1 though, but it looks like it's gonna go there potentially. I just gotta check the 1 hour. Yeah, looks like it's gonna go there. And then I got BTR. Oh, BTR setup got stopped. Not me. I already took profit on it, like right here, before it stopped the setup, and it did this jog down. Should I make this bigger?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so it teased my TP1, and I said, not today, BTR, and I took it. Yum, yum, yum. And then I added back in up here. So now my new average entry is, let's take a peek. I just gotta look at my position. I was just managing it during the start. Oh, dude, it's starting to fall.
There we go.
Dude, I'm in profit. I'm up 26%. My new average entry is 0.15404. I'm just gonna take a nibble of profit because 30% on 8x. I usually take a quarter or anywhere from a quarter to 50% of my position, just in case it does this again, where it dips down a bit and then pop, dips down a bit, pop. So then I take it back. I take a quarter or half back, and then if it does another pop, I'll add at the high and run it again because this looks toppy on multiple larger time frames, like on the. See this one? It's getting to over the 70 line here. No tiny candles yet, but it's a 12 hour, so 8 hour way over the 30 line, getting overbought signals. 4 hour way over the 30 line. Candles starting to get smaller on the 4 hour on the primed RSI free indicator, and on the paid indicator we're getting clipping. It's glowing. This little thin joggy line is glowing. And then on the 2 hour, ribbon twist, ribbon flip, twist and flip, and now it's going this way here, down, which is good. Clipping as well on there. Oh yeah, my new average entry, I called it out. What was it? 15,404? Yeah, 15,404. 15. 4. 15. 4. So, passed it. Sorry about the keyboard. So yeah, that's my new average entry on it. Let's zoom in and see what's going on. This isn't my exchange, but or actually I think I did pick my exchange on this one. Oh no, Bybit. Either way, so that's my new average entry, and hopefully that prints while we're chilling. And I'd adjust these TPs based on market structure, kind of. I go for like basically mid consolidation, sweep of recent lows. It should, in theory, think at least go there. That'd be a good TP1, or just wait for a 1-to-1 and then TP raise stop loss to entry. And then these wicks, we got these wicks down here. Shout out to the wicks. we got these wicks down here. So I'm digging into this wick where it pinged it, and then I'm teasing these two wicks, basically splitting the difference, construction talk, splitting the difference between the two, and that'd be my TP2. And then you could throw a TP3 in if you want, if you're into that. And I'd put it, let's zoom up. I'm just gonna scrunch this up for a sec. I want to see what's going on back here. Because usually these zones where you get reactions back here, we'll get them again. Something like that. Let's see. We could raise it a smidge. I like it to there. Split the difference between this ping and this wick ping. Seems like a good spot in this area that I'm looking for to set a TP. So that's my TP3. And then we could do a full TP at this 233. Shout out to Degeneration X. 233 moving average right there. And yeah, that's my BTR trade. I'll post updates on these trades in the Piper Academy Discord too. This one's going great. Me. Let's go. But yeah, so I don't know. That's what I'm working with.
Bunch of projects I've absolutely never heard of. So
Me neither.
if you like his style, he will dive more into that closer to the end of the show when we have our little degen segment here, which I'm working up a transition for so that he gets like a little picture and it's like JR being a degen and like hunting for poop coins with a little
Nice.
song. And yeah,
Hey,
make the show a little more fun.
Yeah, we can have fun while we learn and print and study for sure.
Oh yeah, looks like we're trying to get a little bit of a move up on Bitcoin right now. So we'll see if we can get to that area I was talking about for an entry. Really see if we can hold that as some support here. If we get there, I will move over to my screen share and I will show y'all my entry. I got that all ready to go in the background here. So we did kind of want to talk about timing the market while we wait on these trades. I got some notes pulled on up so I don't miss on anything, you know. And some of this is things we've all heard here before. I know Alex O talks about it sometimes, and I definitely have heard it from some other big names as well. But here, when we're talking about investing or trading, we're not really trying to call the tops. We're not trying to call the bottoms. Sometimes it's nice to do that. But we want to find those areas of interest. We want to find those confirmations. We want the conditions to be right. We don't want to be, predicting what the market's going to do next. We want to have a few different options of if this, then that, if this, then that. But overall, you want your conditions to be met for your trade rules and not just jumping on it. And that's kind of hard to do sometimes as a newer trader. Sometimes it's even hard to do as an experienced trader. You see something, you're like, I've seen this before, and you jump in, and then you're like, well, I guess I have seen that before. It's me losing money, and we've all been there. You get so hyped up. You're like, it's been a great day. I know what's going on next, and you hop in, and you're like, well, screw that trade. So it happens to the best of us. And that's kind of why we wanted to dive into this topic. I know JR times the market just a little bit differently than I do. One of his
Poorly? He meant to say poorly.
Early sometimes. But he also likes to ladder in, which is a different way of kind of like spreading out how you time the market. It takes away a lot of the stress. And I'll let him kind of dive into why he likes that scaling in and how it helps him time the market a bit.
Right now?
Yeah. Get in
Let's
there.
go, baby. So this is actually a really good example from this morning's live stream, this BTR trade. The stop loss was huge because I dropped a ladder in setup, which I wish I would have left it on here because I just adjusted my average entry up here. And if I would have left my original stop loss, where's that dirty wick? I thought there was a dirty wick. Well, this ain't, it
In the
was
chat.
me. It was on me. It was on this wick right here, right here, right here. So this morning, I like timing the market like this because you can't time the market. Nobody's psychic. We're all humans. And Donald Trump tweets, some president nukes something or does something stupid. Even if all your TA's right, high conviction play. Oh, I know it's gonna do it here. I'm gonna put in a 4% of my account and risk 1% right here, right now. And that's cool if it works, but if it doesn't, and you're wrong a bunch of times in a row, it can really drain a guy's account. So that's when I started laddering in. So this morning I dropped a ladder in on this me play. I threw an order at the top of the wick in case we got a wick fill or sweep of highs, which we exactly did. Imagine that. See, if it's almost like I know if I just wait, but it doesn't always work. Sometimes they don't sweep the highs, and I'm glad that I entered a 1/8 position or a quarter position, because then I get profit on a quarter of the position when other people are still waiting for the sweep that never comes sometimes. So this just lets me catch something always, and I'm trying to replace my day job with trading. So I'm trying to catch something every day and not lose money every day. And so far it's been a freaking ride, I'll tell you that. But since Christmas I've been doing great. I haven't lost $40 once. $40 once when that on the day when the market tanked hard. Lost $40 there, but overall I've grown my account 10 or 15x since Christmas. So that's cool. And it hasn't been like big trades or like big gambles. It's been small trades, laddering in, small size, and just taking nibbles up and down, nibble, nibble, nibble. And that it adds up over weeks and days and hours, right? When you take profit 30 to 60 times a day, it adds up even if it's only 50 cents. And then the next week, those 50 cents are $1. And then the next week, those bucks are $2. You know, like it keeps snowballing. So anyways, I laddered in on this. And I had more orders because I do 1/8 position. I entered here basically 1/8 here, and then it picked up my orders when I was in my juicy nap. That's the other thing I like about laddering in. I designed it because I was working at the time when I was learning how to trade. So when you work, you need to sleep and shower on time, get up on time, leave the house on time, and the market does whatever it wants, whenever it wants. So I found laddering in would help me catch plays, catch moves when I was at work or busy, not get liquidated, low leverage, of course, and make money. And then not cry about my high leverage tight stops, taking 1 million of them, be like, oh, my account's down so much from all these high leverage tight stop big positions. So I stopped doing it because I don't want to lose money. I'm not here to lose money. So I'd rather size down, ladder in, catch the play, not take a stop, not give a donation, and make money every day because I'm trying to replace my job, right? So anyways, that worked great, works good every day. The only time it doesn't work great is when you pick a poop coin or some asset that does wild stuff and you size too big. Then it doesn't work. So yeah, less is more in my opinion sometimes. And this is a good example of it. I woke up in juicy profits, like more profits than I normally make, just because I had a nap and left my ladders chilling, right? But yeah, so that works out. Works great. I catch moves. And then if price will tease levels, have you guys ever noticed when you set TPs at like a Fibonacci or even an entry or TP at a Fibonacci or a previous week high, previous month high, previous, weekday high, low, whatever. You set them at these juicy levels, or like even a wick, like a wick. Shout out to the wicks again. We love the wicks. So you set one here at this wick high. You're like, oh, it's gonna ping that. Like, look at the reaction it got off that. It's probably gonna retest it again. And you set it there, and say that's your entry on a long. So this is my thinking. So I'm gonna pretend I'm psychic and a perfect trader, and it's definitely gonna retest this wick. So that's the normal way of thinking. And I'll take a stop if I'm wrong, and I'll just try to be psychic again on the next level. So then they'll do that, and they'll take a bunch of stops. So me, I'll just go like this, and I'll just ladder in, bro. I'll set one at this wick high. Oh yeah, this is the other thing I was gonna say. Sometimes they'll tease these levels, bro. It'll reverse at this TP, and it'll go up, and I'll be like, dang, I missed the move. All that effort for nothing. So then I'll ladder in. I'll set another one here. Make it red. Red are my ladder ins because they're usually in the SL. So I'd ladder in there. I'm not suggesting this long, bro. I'm shorting this thing. But and then I'd maybe set one at like mid consolidation right here, mid consolidation, kind of like not quite a sweep of lows, not quite a tap of the high, but it's like a point of control on this little bit of consolidation here, probably ish. So I'd set one there. I'd set one there at this white line that I don't need anymore because now we're laddering into a long, for example's sake. So yeah, I could have one up here, one at my entry, one below my entry, and then one emergency one for a top of the 233 or 200 SMA or whatever things you use to trade anchor VWAP. Because it'll tease anchored VWAPs too. Like like when I'm looking for entries and TPs, it'll tease my anchored VWAPs, it'll tease Fibonacci's. Sometimes it'll tease it, sometimes it'll deviate it. So I just basically put an order above, an order below, and a order bang on where I my perfect entry. So then if it teases it, I'm like 1/3 in. If it hits my entry, now I got 2/3 in. If it deviates past my level, now I got a full position in, didn't get stopped, and I'm catching moves. And that's how I like to do it, personally.
Well, and that's a way that I'm not a big fan of for me personally,
Yeah,
but I know several people that do that on more of like an investor time frame. So it's like
that's
this
time
it's
based.
the yeah, it's the same strategy, just different time frames, you
Yeah,
know?
well, laddering is like price based. Like
Mhm.
you ladder in based on every 5% move, price moves, or at the levels like I was talking about. And then the investor DCAing, like the definition is it's like time based. Like every month I'll do this, every 3 months I'll do this. That's the difference. But yeah, go on. I just wanted people to know the difference between the two.
Yeah. So getting a little more into, timing the market. Because, it's a big part of how you can kind of look at the market, see what people might be thinking, where they might be jumping in, so that you can kind of wait for the dust to settle. I know Alex O talks about it a lot. He talks about waiting for the move. OC talks about it. Breakout retest. These are that helps a lot with timing the market. You already have the idea, now you're waiting for that exact confirmation. And what you see a lot is that traders prefer to be early and wrong instead of late and safe. Because, oh, well, if it is right, then I'm extra right and I got some extra money on top of it. But if it's wrong, then you just lost everything for no reason because you were anticipating something to go a certain way. And that's one of those things that we really got to keep in mind when it comes to timing the market. It's a big part of the reason that when someone talks about getting interested in trading and that they'd like to start doing this, that I say just start out with investing because it's a whole lot easier to time the market when it comes to investing. You don't have to worry about, okay, well, it's 9:30 in the morning, market just opened, so what are we doing now, and what are we waiting to see, and all of that. It's like, okay, well, pull up the weekly chart, find the key levels, buy those, and while we're doing this, pay attention to how the market moves. So it
It
takes
helps
out
them get used to the percentage swings too. They get to see like, oh, that's normal without tripping out on high leverage and yeah.
most definitely. It does give you a little more confidence. So kind of something I like to bring up to people when they're first getting interested. And then it's a big part of how I still kind of do things. I prefer investing over trading. I do trade. I don't trade as much as a lot of other people do because I prefer to just set my money and forget it. So it's a whole lot easier to time as well. And it's what I have more confidence in. I find something that's good, I put my money in it, and then I just don't worry about it. Like I bought Cat a long time ago, and I haven't worried about it since. Uh,
And you can have a girlfriend, you can have a
mhm,
family, you can have a job that's giving you an extra income to put in your investments while they're growing. You can go to the park. Like you don't have to sit at your computer staring at a chart or like on your cell phone all the time looking like a shady dealer, but really you're just managing a trade.
mhm.
Yeah.
Uh, Also, let me pull up my screen share here. I did take a little stab. I told you all what we were looking for. We were looking for that breakout. Hold this as support. We have now closed 2 candles on that support. New York PM just started. So we will see if we can get a little continuation up towards that fair value gap that we created on the way to the downside. So minute is looking a little bit rough here, but our 15-minute chart is starting to look extremely nice. Nice little shift here on our MACD, really getting that cross on the bottom side, starting to catch a little bit of momentum here as well. Let me get this a little bit bigger for you so you can kind of see. Getting a little bit of a slowdown on selling pressure, also a slowdown on your sell volume. So we'll just have to see how this reacts. This is more of a shorter term time frame trade for the show. So we'll see if we can get a little continuation off of this. Already starting to get just a little bit of a push towards the upside. So we do have some resistance above us. We'll see how far this gets. While we get through the rest of timing the market, let me open up the Q&A for any questions that y'all might have. It can be about timing the market. It can be about anything else that you would like to have answered to do with trading or not trading. Feel free to ask anything. So AMA, got that all open for you. Drop that in the that AMA section, so I get that because it switches it over as the streamer. So a few other things to kind of get into was the psychology of timing the market, and it's a big factor when it really comes to timing the market. Some of that can be time-based strategies, like we've gone over before. And some of that can just be waiting for that actual confirmation, for your trade signals to actually hit so that you know that this is your A plus setup. If it's a B plus setup, you might wait for a second or you might jump in early. Alex O does it all the time with those live trading. He's like, oh, I'm going to jump in early because we're already starting to see the signs. This is my B plus setup. So we're going to change our variables a little bit, shorter stop loss, things like this, which we'll get into on another show. Next week, we'll be talking about managing risk. So keep your eyes out for that one. Some of that will tie into timing the market. So a big part of that, we went through a lot of what we were looking for here. Some of this, when it comes to timing the market, is managing the more negative parts, boredom, managing your excitement, or managing revenge, or managing FOMO. All of these have a lot to do with timing the market. Those are the negative parts of timing the market. And that's why a big part of my original setup when I had a screen background was plan the trade, trade the plan. And that's all we're here to do. You don't want to try to find what the top is going to be, find what the bottom is going to be. None of that matters. It matters a bit, but it's not the most important part, because trying to find the top and trying to find the bottom is more likely to screw you than it is to help you. And when you're already seeing the move going, you're probably going to get that chance to hop into the move. Don't just FOMO in, because they're probably going to have that reversal move. Just to wait for that next area. Wait for that resistance to be next area of resistance to be turned into support so that you can jump in, so that you're not rushing that timing. FOMO is a big thing when it comes to the market. And don't be one of those traders that hops in while the move's going, and then you see that giant wick down that's specifically designed to clear out all of those people that jumped midway in on that move. Take your time. If you miss it, the market's going to give you 100 more opportunities today. So don't worry about it. Don't stress about it. There's always another trade. You got anything else on timing the market there, JR?
Speaking of timing, we have a national treasure, a Canadian national treasure in the chat. Alex O'Crypto, welcome, bro. Thanks for
Oh,
showing up.
I appreciate you showing up today, Alex. Oh, crypto. We actually talked about you quite a bit. You
We
know,
manifested him, bro.
it's kind of nice to see you in here this afternoon.
And I just
I-
took profit all my long.
oh, well, there we go. You want to show the people that that trade that you did? I'm still in that Bitcoin long. Looks like we just made another higher low. So we will see if this can continue towards the upside.
I was laddered in, so I had like a full position in, so I just cut it back to my quarter position because I feel safer. I feel safer with quarter position. So now I'm risking 0.25% instead of 1%. But yeah, now I'm back to original position size, approaching TP1 on the setup. Looks good
And
though. Looks good.
which asset is that?
Solana. Yeah, Solana.
Uh,
TP1, 79.43 ish.
that one got pretty beat down. I was not expecting. I mean, I was, but I also was not really expecting some of it. A lot of these alts looking really ugly.
And BTR2 is approaching TP1 right now. So that's
Oh,
good.
there we go. He gave you all that at the very beginning of the show. Good job, Jr.
Thank you, sir.
I'm gonna pull up mine. We got in down here. Nice little continuation here. We will see if we can get up to our first little area here. I might need to adjust this. My take profit to be a half and a half. Let me slide that. Actually, I will give it back to you and let me adjust my take profits because I just had the single one, and that is
Okay.
not what I wanted.
We can check out these other trades that we went over in the beginning too. Bitcoin long, doing good. I didn't set TPs, but I usually TP at 1-to-1, right? Stop loss to entry. And we're at 1 to 1.23. So that's a TP, raise stop loss to entry. Solana doing good. Pippin, it's rejecting off my TP1. Looks like it wants to go down more. Hopefully for TP2. Me's doing good. Oh, I gotta get rid of this example setup so people don't get too carried away. Yeah, the Me trade's still going good. It's just filling this wick right now, I think. So hopefully we get a sweep of lows. That'd probably be a good TP. I moved all my TPs around for that example, but that's definitely one of them. BTR doing good, almost at TP1. And this Sky AI, it was listening to me for a while, but I think it's mad at me. It was going good. It was like, well, I'm going to go to your full TP. And it's like, psych. Back to entry.
Well, hey, you might get another little stab there then.
Yeah, lots of times you can run plays 2 times. 2, sometimes 3, but usually a good 2. And then the third time it probably will switch up on a guy. Rose has been hovering at my entry for a while. We got one good pop off it initially. Now I'm hoping it's charging up like Goku. Shout out to Alex Crypto. I saw this stiletto, like a heel. Stiletto looks like a shoe kind of, like a heel.
Yep, he calls that one out all the time. Stiletto pattern.
Yeah, so that gave me confidence on this too. Plus with the indicators and stuff. Toshi, I don't remember what we were doing. We were just looking at it. And then Pippin short hit TP1. But it looks, yeah, I expect Pippin to keep dying. I'm going to stay in Pippin for a while. Because we get these jogs up and then now we got this jog up and it looks like we're starting another sell off. So hopefully that goes good. Are you ready with your stuff?
Yep. Well, I did have a few things that I want to kind of take a look at. I'm not seeing any questions for now. So let's hop into the first thing that I had brought up at the beginning of the show. We brought up silver. Long still doing all right. We'll kind of have to see if we can get some continuation. But we called out silver the other day. for some levels towards the downside to really keep your eye on. We were looking for that 382 rejection here. Got that nice strong rejection off of the 382. Couldn't hold 82. And I said if we couldn't hold 82, 81, to look for the 50% on our fib retracement, exactly where we found some support today. So nice little area for some potential sideways continuing of some sideways action. This is that last ditch effort for silver to try to have like a nice little push towards the upside. So this is putting in a potential higher high. We'll have to see how this candle closes and how the next candle opens though. So that is what we're kind of looking for, that switch of trend here, to put in a higher high above our 382. So keep your eyes on this one. We're starting to look extremely bottomed here on the 4 hour. Nice little switch up of some money flow as well. Starting to see that slow up of sell pressure, and you're starting to get a lot of buy volume coming in. So keep your eyes on that. Could be the last little push towards the upside to really get some last ditch selling. I'd kind of keep my eyes on that because the higher term time frames still look like we could go a little bit lower. So for the shorter term time frame, you could get a little bit of bouncing here, but higher term time frames definitely overheated here, weekly even more overheated. So last ditch effort to really kind of see if we can get some sell off on some silver, and then we will see what we get to. So we did want to talk about gold as well. Nice little sell off on some gold. We'll kind of have to see where we find some support here, because we did get a little push towards our 50% line after a rejection off of the 382. And we will kind of have to see if we're going to hold this 50% line, or if we're going to get that pushback towards our golden pocket down here at about 4,790 to 4,730 for a little bit of a push towards the upside. That was our last real area of support here on the daily. So keep your eyes on that. We are looking a little bit iffy on our MACD and our prime oscillator. They're running sideways here. So could see this really go in either direction. Really depends on how this candle is going to close and how this market reacts tomorrow, because we have been seeing quite some negative news. So that's going to factor into a lot of these hedge positions. We also saw the Dixie really getting hit as well. New York AM here on gold. Nice strong sell-off. Big fair value gap to keep your eye on. 4,982 is going to be that first real area to keep your eye on, since we held that 50% line here on this hourly time frame. Keep your eyes on this. Potential for a little bit of a push towards the upside. We are kind of ranging sideways, so keep your eyes on this. This could be our sideways range here to kind of cool off just a little bit before we try to move in one direction or another. Did you have any TA to kind of take a look at here today, JR? We got about 15 minutes. I didn't see any questions, so let me end that Q&A. And then we will see what you got for some TA for us.
Yeah. We can look for something new.
Sounds good. That's what the degen segment's all for, sir. Show the people how it's done.
We already saw Toshi here somewhere. It's on the 1 hour. It doesn't have a strong tail. See, I look for these tails too. On multiple time frames though, you want to watch to see what these tails are doing. When the tails disappear, like on recall right now on the 1 hour, the tail disappeared, went to center. I'm assuming it had a green tail on the way up, and now we're getting a small tail behind it. I want to see that tail grow as it drops, but I try to front run it by going down on time frames. See, it still has a green tail on 15. Then I chart it after this, of course. I'm just looking for a couple juicy ones. And seeing where Toshi is on the 4 hour. Recall, Sirens, play we had, Mayax, we had Toshi. So I'm just gonna type some of these in. What was the other long? Oh, wrong tab, bro. The other long was so many poop coins. It's hard to memorize. I can't memorize them. So recall. Type in recall here. Recall. Take a peek. Gotta spell it right. Yay. There, perpet. Oh, dude. I wouldn't. Oh, on the 8 hour. I was like, what?
Uh,
Gotta get rid of this too. I don't really use the CBD indicator. I don't.
Cumulative volume delta.
Yeah, I was trying to test it. It didn't look. I feel like the other indicators gave me more of a heads up than that did, personally. But so we're cooked on the 1 hour. Let's see the 2 hour. I like them wicks when they get these wicks on the larger time frames. It's usually a sign of selling pressure. Not always though, and it could be temporary. There's lots of room to the upside yet. Might be a bit early. Toshi, I'm a top-down Toshi on the momentum indicators, chart primes, momentum indicators. Clipping, overbought. That's on the 8 hour. Dude, this looks like a good one. This is topped out on the 8 hour, 4 hour, way more than Toshi. So Toshi, I'll maybe check later tonight for Asia or something. And we're getting a curvature on this wave, which leads to this, which is good, potentially. Wick, rejection wick looks good. We could get a wick fill sweep of highs always. It's always a possibility. They like to do that because they know where everyone's setting stops right here, right? And I look for lower highs too on this MVP oscillator, part of the chart prime oscillator. Sorry, I'll show you how to hit it. You just go like that. You go to your chart prime oscillator, go to settings. Just in case anyone doesn't know. Then you can change it to MVP or prime. I like to use both because they're both based on different things. So I use them as confluence. So I'll look for lower highs here. We got a higher high, but still overall, compared to this high, these are lower. That's good. Clouds going down, also good. Then we got clipping. This is on the 1 hour. Bear div, disrespected it, failed bear div, I guess. But I look at those like charge up like Goku. Basically, when these bear divs fail, it makes a new higher high, and then we might be going in for a new bear div or a lower high. We'll get the bear. That's just doing. It's doing that to let the larger time frame momentum indicators catch up and get up here, and then catch up and get up here. So that's why on the lower time frames, you'll see them jog at the top. That means it's not ready yet, and like for the real big move, like the big fall. So I'll look to the 4 hour and the 8 hour to make sure they're topped out on these time frames before I even start to consider safely laddering in. So for Toshi, I'm gonna enter Toshi. I like how it looks. It looks way better than that other one. Shortsky. Boom. I'm gonna ladder in. If you guys want, if other people want to use their full position size and take a stop, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as you're only risking 0.25 to 1%. See, when I do this laddering stuff, I'm not doing full positions. I'm doing like 1/8, sometimes 1/16, especially on a poop coin. Shout out to Alex O. He recommended that I put more up here, like instead of a 16th at entry and then a bunch of 16ths scattered throughout my stop. He's like, why don't you just throw like one there, one halfway, and then like the other 2 or 3 or 4 like here, right? And then I'm still not even a full position size in, and my average entry probably would be a little better. But I spread them because you're not guaranteed to get up there, right? But it's worth noting for sure. So I'm in this. I'm about to be anyways. Hang on, I gotta push a button real quick. It doesn't take me long. Toshi. Okay. Toshi, lowering leverage. I do 8x leverage on everything. Instead of changing my leverage on every coin, I just adjust my position size. So if I see big price swings like this, big wicks, big price swings compared to Bitcoin or Solana, instead of doing a quarter position like I would on Bitcoin or Solana, I'll do the 1/8. But then if I get crazy big price swings like this, I do like 1/16. Because I'm not trying to lose. I'm not trying to blow my account. I'm not trying to ladder in and be like, oh, my whole account's in. It's like, that's not how it's supposed to go. You're supposed to ladder in. Your average entry is supposed to end up here somewhere. And then on that point, you tighten your stop loss to only risk 0.25 or 1% of your account to the new high, if they sweep the wick, right? So then I'd adjust my stop and be in wherever, somewhere up here. But yeah, so I'm in right now though. And
that was
what I'm
Toshi.
doing? Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll come back tomorrow, and JR will let you know live how that did. I'm sure he'll update y'all in the Discord as well. We did have a request for some TA.
And BTR hit TP1.
Oh, there we go. Trades all over. We did have a request for Moonwell. I'm assuming it was the crypto, because on the stock side was not Moonwell. Been a while since I've taken a look at this. We did have a bigger fib pulled on up. This is a short-term time frame pulled from this low here to this high here, because here on the higher term time frame, we hit the 1618 and broke below. We are now looking for the 1618 down here. Actually not, because that would be negative money. So looks like very, very bad for Moonwell, starting to get to that point where you'd start having to print more zeros in front of the number. Looks like we're seeing a little bit of a retracement on Bitcoin, so we'll see how this one plays on out. We've got a nice downtrend here. As you can see, we'd have to pull up even a shorter term time frame range to kind of see where we might go, because we haven't been at these levels and our fibs don't really cover any of this. So pulling on up for a fib extension here, this would be a fib extension to the downside. We've got our low to our high to our low to our high there. Just lost our one line. So let's go from this one here, our high to our low to our high. One line there holding as some support. And you can see that our platinum pocket came in as some resistance. So kind of keep your eyes on this. Potential for a little bit of support in this area. We'll kind of have to see if this money flow is really going to continue to come on out here. Pretty ugly. As you can see, you're getting some continued rollover here on your MACD and prime oscillator. As money flow really, really came on out, you are starting to get a little bit of a money flow divergence though, a little push in on some buy volume, but it looks like it's already starting to wane. So if you lose 2 zeros, 382, the next levels kind of towards the downside, there's going to be that 1618, 001. So next kind of area towards the downside is pretty far down there. This is that daily chart. Let's kind of zoom this in, see what's going on the hourly here. Little higher low, really strong resistance right up here at our highs, 00543. So that's an area to kind of keep your eye on. We did get 2 rejections off of that level. As you can see, nice little rejection. Oh, tried to make it thicker. Here we go. That's our resistance level, 0045. Looks like 7 there. Double rejection, push towards the downside. Really failed to get back up to it. And now we're trying to put in a higher low. We'll kind of have to see if we can get a little bit of a transition, because we are a little bottomed here on our prime oscillator. MACD way up here. Looking a little bit sideways. We'll kind of have to see if we can get some money flow to come on in. It is extremely low here on your 1 hour, let's see what was going on in that 15-minute. Getting a little bit of some curvature. Really got a little bit of money flow with this push towards the upside, and it already started to come on out. We did get our volume switch into some sell volume here. Looks like most of that is just the buys taking a step back. So kind of keep your eyes on this. See if we can get that buy pressure really come back in, push us up toward resistance at 0045. Or if we're really going to see that rejection up here, 0044, where we get all of those rejections there, because that is just a wick here on the 15-minute. So little bit of resistance at 0044 for a potential push lower if we continue to lose our money flow there. That's what I got for let's hop on over to that 2-person screen. You got anything else for the people today, JR? Because it is almost time to wind that show on down.
Keep learning, keep exploring, never give up. Happy printing. Peace.
All right. Well, that's all we got for that one. I am still in my Bitcoin trade. A little bit of a push towards the downside. Let me get that pulled on up real quick. As you can see, a little bit of a push up. We're still kind of holding this. This was for a 15-minute. As you can see, getting a little bit of a push up. We'll kind of have to see if we can get up to that first take profit 66,200 area. I got both of those in there. That is my half take profit. And then we'll see if we can get a little bit higher into this fair value gap from the 1 hour on that push towards the downside. I did move up my stop loss. So my stop loss is below the first low that we got there. As you can see, it's below this first low here. We did kind of test on this area, but are holding it for now. I will make money no matter what. So we'll just kind of have to see how this goes. I will let y'all know in the Discord. Still getting a little bit of a push in. A lot of money flow coming back in with this New York PM session. So we'll see how this one goes. Other than that, Discord is pinned at the top of the chat. $5 a month. Join the YouTube membership. Link your YouTube to Discord and you will be in there. We do trades. We've got stocks. We do weekly classes as well. So all of the information, all of the fun, and we will see you at the next one. Until then, trade safe, use a stop loss, and time that market correctly.
Clock hit heavy when the screens light up. Silence in the room, but the numbers all rough. Red and green flicker like a warning sign. Every second calls when you're running out of time. This ain't hype, this is pressure and math. One wrong red, turn the wind to the past. No applause in the middle of pain, just conviction, risk, and the way to the game. It's the hour the lies fall apart. When the trend get exposed and the weak lose heart. You don't guess here, you commit or you fold. Every candle printed gotta earn its control. Power hour, yeah, the room get cold. Liquidity shift, watch the story unfold. No comfort trades, no second chance. When the clock start ticking, better know your stand.